Over the years, we've looked at so many Game Genie codes. Codes that have made us laugh and cry. Codes that have been helpful. Or made the game a bad time. But one thing is a recurring theme. Single line codes. I like to use codes that are only one line. I've always found that one-liners are a lot easier to find and share with others. But what about multiple line codes? I find multiple line codes, like true codes where you need all of the lines in them in order for them to work, really difficult to make up. I think you really got to know what you're doing, like what codes are going to affect what values in the game, to be able to make codes that actually do what you want them to. And that's not how we do it here on Gruz. No, we just punch in a bunch of dumb junk till something goofy happens that we can laugh at. And that's our mission for today. Let's build a list of 10 Game Genie codes stacked together so it really messes up the game. We need to set some boundaries here though. We can't have any codes that are going to completely mess up the graphics. I want to see what we're doing and see the enemy sprites. We also can't have any codes that are going to freeze the game, because that sucks. And finally, we gotta only use codes that are unique. We don't need a bunch of codes that do the same thing. Our goal is to make as much chaos happen as possible.
So how can we put 10 codes in, Gruz? Game Genie only supports 3.
Well, we could stack a bunch of Game Genies together. That might work, but I've only got the one Game Genie. So let's do this the easier and cheaper way. FCEUX. F sucks. This emulator kicks ass. All we need to do here is punch in the codes and we're good. So is this possible and is it fun? That's the question I want to find out. See, these codes are unpredictable. One code might mess with another one to make it so we can't even pass the first level. That wouldn't be fun. I have no idea what's going to happen here, but let's find out. So the way we're going to do this is that I'm going to use a mix of codes from different sources. Some of them will be ones that you guys put in the comments. Some of them will be ones that I created. And some of these are going to be ones that I found kicking around online. I'll call those loose codes. Anyways, this is a select 10 that I thought might fit well together. These are what I chose. OUTOPI. This code comes from this guy. He's left this code for me a few times. What OUTOPI does is randomly mix up the layout of the levels. What I like about this code is that it doesn't have a super strong effect and leaves the levels for the most part completely playable. I played a few games with this code, didn't play all the way through or anything, but I was able to get through at least the first few levels, which is important for what we're trying to do here. IVONAU. This code comes from Deoxys and Mewtwo. This is a music code. We definitely need to mess with the music on this super code we're making. Check this out. It sounds so nutty, I love it. Sounds like a busted robot singing, who's too cool to sing on pitch. EGGSOP. Alright, the next code we're going to throw on here is from True Myth. He didn't remember what this code did, but I tried it out and it's pretty good. What EGGSOP does is make weird stuff happen when you get a power-up. When you grab a fire flower, you stay small. You also can't die by hitting enemies with this code. Not a huge game-breaking code, so it's perfect for this code cocktail. SKIINO. So if we're going to use a code that makes it so we can't die, it's only fair that we use a code that makes it so the bad guys can't die either. SKIINO makes it so you can't kill bad guys by jumping on their heads. It'll just hurt them a little bit. Boing. Boing, 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 boing. PIGPOG. Next up, we're going to add a dash of PIGPOG. PIGPOG is a classic code that spawns random enemies and obstacles. This will be great to add on here, since we can't kill the bad guys anymore. Let's just make a ton of them show up everywhere. EVYIVY. Next, let's put a little spring in their step with EVYIVY. If you remember back to the early days of Gruz, we found this code to be one of the best. What it does is make everything bounce. Mushrooms, bad guys,
Gruz.
Really, anything that moves vertically, even just a little bit, will bounce when it hits the ground. This one's sure to make our cocktail just a little bit weirder. PVLTXA. Since we're on the topic of bad guys, I think the bad guys look a little too normal. With this code, PVLTXA, it changes some of the enemy sprites around to be something they're not supposed to be. Ever seen a Bullet Bill out on patrol? Piranha Plant needs a day off, so these Koopa Troopas are helping out. OUTOPI. The OUTOPI code glitches out the graphics a bit, makes weird colors show on some enemies, and sometimes Mario's clothes turn black. Also, his running animation seems to be a little bit slower than normal. Just another little spice for our recipe of weirdness. Sizzled. We need a superpower for this cocktail. With Sizzled, Mario always has firepower and can shoot when he's moving. That's pretty cool, right? Well, it gets even better. If you actually get a fire flower and try shooting when you're moving, he shoots 2 fireballs at the same time that move really fast. This code is nuts. I love this one. And now our final code for the cocktail. Toke up. Because, well, this code is trippy. As it should be. This causes weird colors and numbers to show up all over the place. A bunch of weird stuff that we need in our Game Genie soup. Hell yeah. Alright, so we got all the pieces figured out. Now to assemble them. Are you ready for this? Actually, I might need to warn some of you guys out there who get seizures from flashing stuff. This will probably mess you up. Alright, let's play this. Even just at the title screen, we can tell this is gonna be good. Ooh, I love all the colors. Splatoon colors. Hey princess, don't mind me. So this is sort of playable. I can't really pass the second level though. I've gotten close, but the final pipe just spits you back at the beginning of the level. What we have here is amazing though. I'd be so bold to say that this is art. No, a dead end! What I like about this is that it's not the same thing each time you play it. It's got some good randomization. Sometimes you'll get far, you never really know. It's such a trip though. Ooh, a flying toad chucking chunks at us. This kind of seems like a boss battle. Oh! Whoa, we got up top. Nice. I wonder if we can get past it up here. Oh. Nope, I guess not. So what have we learned here today? Is it fun to combine a bunch of codes together? Yes. Is this practical? Yes. So yeah, I guess we learned to combine our codes, guys. FCEUX makes it so easy to combine literally billions, trillions of codes together to create your ultimate dream code. Live your dreams like me, because this is pure, sensual Super Mario happiness. I want to do more of these Game Genie code videos in the future, so if you have any codes that you'd like to see on the show, then make sure to leave them in the comments. I get so many of them. Make sure to use the word code in your comment, because it makes it a lot easier for me to search for them later. If you don't use the word code, then I might not see it when I'm going to make another video about Game Genie. I hope you enjoyed this strange video about these weird codes. See you next week with a new video! Goodbye.